Bilbo from Chester, Pennsylvania, a little city outside of Philadelphia.
I hear them sirens in my city. Don't you hear them sirens in my city? My city. I hear them sirens in my city. Don't you hear them sirens in my city? Siren City. I hear them sirens in my city. Don't you hear them sirens in my city? My city. I hear them sirens.
I always wanted to write and get into music. So it was me, my best friend, little brother Don Thomas, and Roy Carter, and myself. All three of us were Libras. And people say it was hard for Libras to get along, but that's not true. We got along just well. Donna started out at doing like cabarets, wedding, etc., but he kept his hope alive, and he wanted to always talk about being a movie director, which he dare. Roy, Roy was a funny one, but he was also a genius with keyboard. He was a keyboard guy. And we did some videos. The first video we did was called Stay With Me Baby. Donnie got me on that one. I never knew he was taping the video. He told me, sing a song. So I sung the song and come up on it. Go on YouTube. YouTube for what? He posted the video. It was fun. It was funny because I never thought that this would amount to anything, because I never thought I had the voice, the talent in order to be an artist right. I was always into writing lyrics and whatnot. So we decided to keep doing videos. So Donnie came to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we decided to do another shoot, another video. We did one, that video was called I Got Nothing to Hide.
I know you got a man, baby, and you're the reason why. And if you tell me something different, don't tell me your lies. I will be good to you and let you lead the way. There is so much that you will learn. Just listen to what I say. I wanna be right by your side in the middle of the night, and call the number if you need me, but tell me that you are alright. I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide. On to the end. I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide. I wanna be friends. Now what you want me to do, you just say the word. Believe half of what you hear and none of what you heard. They will try to keep us down so we won't get ahead. They will do whatever it takes, and this is what all of them say. I wanna be right by your side until the very end. We can start as lovers, or we can just be friends. I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide. Take it ahead. nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide. You know that old saying say that if you could see, you could cope. But everybody can't cope with the things they see. So there's no need for me to sit around and complain about something that could have been. Because in a world like today, it stands only two reasons. That only the strong survive, and the weak will simply support the sideline. But everybody has a special need, whether love, money, or even the need to be needed. But one thing for sure, I'm not the total man, because in life, everything will change in time. I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide, I got nothing to hide. I got
Nice video. So we felt over like if we did one, let's do another one.
Came up out the gutter, but I'm still 100. Been betrayed by a lot, yeah, I'm talking hundreds. But the blessings come the same, yeah, I'm talking hundreds. So it's all love, 100. Came up out the gutter, but I'm still 100.
When I got my sisters, right? That was like my babies. That was my distraction. So regardless of the things I went through, I said, these girls are never going to go through what I've been through. So I became a super protector. I became a protector, and I am my sister's keeper. That's just real life. So I am a big sister. I'm the one that'll fight for you. I'm the one that'll stop you from fighting. I'm the one that's going to help you. There's something wrong, we going to get it together. I'm a sister. So when I got my healing, when I went and I told, this is when I did not know my husband as my husband, I just said, turn on these cameras. I'm finna go back to my hood. I don't know what's gonna happen, just turn on the cameras. And I produced a documentary, which is one of the rawest things on rape that I think that's ever been produced, because I hadn't been back there since I probably lived in that neighborhood, but avoided going to that particular area of that park for 30-something years of my life. I was frozen.
I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion. I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion. I stand.
Me, tell her, no.
Is you ready? Ooh. Honey, this is your choice.
Let's go.
Wrong office, wrong office. Dr. Hobbs? I was in the neighborhood. I mean, I came to drop off your stuff. You're gorgeous, you're beautiful, you're everything he's always wanted.
You don't know. You don't know what you're talking about. You gonna believe him over me, mama?
No,
Okay. I have a secret.
Oh, wait a minute. You got a secret, huh?
Let's go.
Women empowerment is very, very important. You want to show the girls that are under you, younger than you, that they can do what they put their minds to. Jada Marie, #we.
Hashtag
Yo, what up, this is MC Nice. Hashtag we. I'm Jameer. Hashtag we.
Hashtag we.
Hashtag we.
Hashtag we. Hashtag we.
Hashtag we. Hashtag we. Hashtag we.
Hashtag we. Hashtag we.
What you know about it? Hashtag we. Ah. All right, we want
Hashtag we. Woman empowerment.
That's right.
Mountie in the building.
Hashtag we. Hashtag we. Hashtag we. Hashtag we.
Hashtag we. Out here and empowering in these streets.
I like to know who you are. Tell me your name. So much you will learn. Just listen to what. Hello? What? But I thought we were friends today. Oh, come on, babe. What? No.
DJ Flair, make the money flare.
Friend to the end, we said when we first started. We knew the day will come, the day when we be parted. I care for her, and she care for me. We both agree to set each other free. Friend to the end, we said when we first started. We knew the day will come, the day when we be parted. I care for her, and she care for me. We both agree to set each other free. Lady, what is your name? How was your day? Give me some time before you go your way. Do you think I could see you? She gave me her number, told me call her at 2. Friend to the end, we said when we first started. We knew the day will come, the day when we be parted. I care for her, and she care for me. We both agree to set each other free. Friend to the end, we said when we first started. We knew the day will come, the day when we be parted. I care for her, and she care for me. We both agree to set each other free. If she care, she give me a call. But if she don't, she never cared at all. They try to tell me, leave you alone. They want to know what is going on. I have 2 friends, and I really care. When I'm in need, they is always there. They talk about me, but I don't mind. What they don't know, I get better with time. If you see lightning, you might hear a rumble. I'm trying to prove myself that age is just a number. If they call, talk to Liz. It's something to do and keep them out of my biz. friend to the end. We said when we first started, we knew the day will come, the day when we be parted. I cared for her, and she cared for me. We both agreed to set each other free.
So we kept doing videos and whatnot. And the reason why we decided to be, I felt though that we wanted to do these videos because I have a vision. I want to be the oldest rookie, or one of the oldest rookies that ever recorded a hit video and a hit R&B in the same year, or maybe both. And Donna and I did a song called Who You Are. Donna did the background. Most of the videos, the songs that I do, I would do the lead and the background. But on this particular song, I could not feel the background the way my little brother Donnie felt it. And he did the sound backup to Who You Are, and it is awesome.
Damn, she is fine as wine. I'm gonna see what she talk to me. I'd like to know who you are. Excuse me, ma'am. Hello, lady, what is your name? Tell me, how was your day? Give me some of your time before you go your way. I've been wanting to talk to you. You've been looking at me. Now we're together. Tell me, what is it going to be? 'Cause I like to know who you are. Tell me your name. She gave me her number, told me to call her by 10. Do you think that we can go out and have ourselves a good meal? Or he got your heart on lockdown, your touch I like to feel. She said, I don't know who you are. I have things to do, so please don't waste my time. Just for tonight, I don't wanna be alone. I'll give you 1 hour, you not there, I'm gone. She said, I'd like to know who you are. I'd like to know who you are. I won't tell nobody, so please don't tell your friend.
So we decided, I gave Roy passed away a while back, and we wanted to do a video called Depends on How You Drive. And he wanted to be walking down 95, on the side of 95, playing his upright keyboard. And this is the name of the song was Depends on How You Drive. So I came to Atlanta to do the video on Depends on How You Drive, but the soundtrack engineer said like she couldn't do it because it didn't have a hook, it didn't have a bridge and whatnot. So me and Donnie, we had went to the studio and she picked the beat and we had to rewrite this song and do the video, the song, all within, 24 hours. We did it at Saturday, Sunday, and I had to leave that Sunday afternoon. We did a video, rewrote a song, did a video, soundtrack, the whole 9 yards within 48 hours. I put it like that.
don't know, I was just sitting in my cell, you know, and I never forget. In fact, I went to her church. This preacher came in, and you know, they come in, want to talk to the people. Like, lady, back up off, man, I ain't with that. So I'm in my cell, and I heard something talk to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who in here?
Who in here?
You know.
Who in here?
But I could hear it.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, it's just that whole time in there, everything that was going on, and the girl that got locked up, I got locked up with my brother and this girl, and my spirit at the time, I didn't know, it was always that sixth sense. You think it's that sixth sense telling me she's going to turn state evidence on you. You know, they set me up, put me in the same cell with her. I literally was putting her head in the toilet, and I could feel and I knew that I was going to be okay, but everything was telling me, they're setting you up, don't do this. But I'm like, nah, bump that. I don't know who's talking to me, but I'm about to drain you. I'm about to drown you.
Hello.
Hey, baby.
I miss you too.
Really?
I would love to see you again.
Just let me know.
But can you do me one favor?
What is that?
Don't make me wait.
I'll think about
Please.
it.
Said you've been thinking about me. Can you feel on my mind? Do you think we can get away? Go out and have a good time. Don't make me wait.
Don't make me wait.
Don't make me wait.
Just don't
Please. Don't make me wait.
make me wait. I just don't
See,
wanna wait.
I know you have somebody, and this I understand. If I can't see you when I want to, I see you whenever I can. Friends until the end, I'll be right by your side. Like I said before, I got nothing to hide. Now do you think you can slip away without him knowing you gone? I feel so helpless. I just don't wanna be alone. Don't make me wait.
Don't make me wait.
Don't make me wait. Don't make me wait.
I don't wanna wait. Don't wanna wait. Please.
I know you have my number, and you can call me anytime. And we can talk about whatever is on our mind. You can ask me anything. I tell you no lie. I have said before that I got nothing to hide. Listen, I tell you the reason why I cannot cheat on you. I'm more than enough for one, but that's not enough for two. Don't make me wait.
Don't make me wait.
Don't make me wait.
I
Don't make me wait. Don't make me wait.
I just don't wanna wait.
Hey, baby. Yeah, I'm on my way. I'll let you know when I get there. Love you. Later.
was mine. I wouldn't lie to you, cheat on you, make no promises. I could only stand on my word. And these are some of the things I would do for you. My word. If I could give
So it started making me feel proud of the things that I was doing. So we decided that I would come back to Atlanta and we'll do more videos, because now I'm doing something that I love to do. And now that I got the people in my life that I need in my life in order to achieve this vision. Because a lot of people say it's a dream, but no, dreams is something you try to remember, but a vision is something that we're trying to achieve.
take me back where we used to be, or take back your love you gave me. I'd rather just be free.
So we doing a good job. When you know people that know people that know people that are interested in you and believe in what you're trying to achieve, things will progress more grateful and more eventually for the both of us. So we're working on more video. We got 5 more songs that we could still do videos to. And plus we're working on 3 new ones as we speak. So hopefully in the near future you'll be hearing more or seeing more from Phantom Film and Don Thomas and Bibbo and the rest of the crew.
That's actually a very good question, and I'd have to say is an up and down experience with that. In the beginning, it was very difficult because I didn't feel like if I claim to be a child of God, how can I also accept bipolar and all these other things, anxiety, depression. In recent time, actually, since I started as an artist, is when I've started to understand that they actually still walk hand in hand, right? Because there's the footprints theory where they talk about God. When you only seen one set of footprints, it was when God was carrying you. And in a mental health walk that you fight every single day, some days you have to remember and realize that it is God carrying you through this part, and there's a reason for it. So I'd say, surmising it, it plays a huge role. Yeah.
Jones.
What kind of music do you do?
R&B mainly. I like love ballad.
Check this out. You're not the only one that I ever loved.
I like, I think giving people something that they could understand and something that
they can relate to. Yes.
And I write my own lyrics, which I get. Most of my beat comes from my little brother Donnie. baby
Okay,
brother.
yeah.
And he sent me beats, and I take the beats and put lyrics to the beat and listen to them and see what they sound like and see what he think about them. So far, we have done, I think, 6 videos.
Because I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say.
We have maybe 4 other lyrics topics that we haven't done video to yet.
Right.
And I'm also working on 3 more new ones. And I think that I'm my biggest critic.
Absolutely.
Because I feel though no matter how the song sound, you heard them, that you say they sound awesome.
Right.
But I feel though that
Are we on yet?
yeah. So I feel though that deep down inside, that the one that gonna sound a little bit. I like to make each video better than the last one.
She said, I don't know who you are. You say, I don't know who you are. Don't you say you are. Say it again.
Right.
That's what I try to create. We try to create.
Right.
You know, to
Right.
see just how far we could take this. A lot of people probably say it's a dream, but no, we have a vision. See, people get dreams and I get vision confused with one another.
Okay.
A dream is something that people try to remember. A vision is something that I like to achieve.
Absolutely. Your vision is what you create for yourself, and you work on it. You focus on it until you get to the end where you want to be.
Absolutely.
So Bibbo, you are a man of many talents.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Many talents.
Thank you.
And you have a story.
Yes, yes.
So this morning, while we were sitting here conversating, the things you were telling me about life and about back in your day, about you coming up, it was just amazing to me.
Right.
You were speaking about when you were 7 years old, you were picking cotton.
Yeah, I used to pick cotton after school. See, after school, let's see, how could I put that? I was born October the 20th, 1946. And some people can't imagine what life was like back in those times.
Right.
A lot of people watch the movie Roots and
Right.
other movies. But it's a difference in watching a movie and living
Exactly.
through these things.
And that's what I was talking about, why I was so fascinated with what you were telling me, because personally, me growing up, I was a kid when Roots came on.
Right.
And I was amazed. I was even wondering, was it true?
Oh, it's
So you read it in the books, you see on the TV, you see movies,
right.
but to actually speak to someone who's actually lived some of that life,
Yeah.
I'd like you to go on and tell us about your experiences growing up.
Well, it was a whole lot of trials and tribulations that we had to endure to go through. I remember we didn't have no running water, no hot water.
Right.
We didn't have no bathroom. We had a night house. Okay. We had the cotton field was the front yard and the orange grove was the back. We had to walk to school.
Right.
Sometimes we didn't even have shoes to wear to school.
But you went.
But yeah, we went to school. And the neighborhood that we lived in, a little neighborhood in Florida called Plymouth, Florida. It was like maybe, I would say 15, maybe 20 families live in this cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And each parent in that cul-de-sac had the right, the permission to beat you if you were doing something you weren't supposed to do.
Right.
That they won't let their child do. Okay, and you felt though that by this person beating you for something you wasn't supposed to do, you figured it was over. No, it's
Right.
not over.
When you get
Mom
home-
hadn't seen you yet.
Yeah.
You know.
When you get home, it's a whole different story.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's rough when you're going to take 2 or 3 beatings and then on top be punished afterward.
Right.
You can't go out for 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay, your thing was after school you had to work every day after school.
Yeah.
There wasn't no playtime.
Right.
And I was about, I would say, maybe 22, maybe 23 years old before I realized that somebody would lie to me.
Right.
In the neighborhood we were raised in, you don't lie to people. I don't care if it was a child. And if the neighbors heard you tell somebody a lie, you got to ask for it.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't just wop and go ahead. No.
Yeah.
And I was so thankful in the way that my mom raised us.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
If it's not yours, don't touch it.
Right.
You know, don't lie to people. Don't steal. Don't do this and don't do that.
Right.
We was raised to, how could I put it? I wouldn't say eat to get full.
Yeah.
Eat to survive.
Exactly.
That's the way I was raised. I was raised to eat to survive.
Right.
And coming through life in the early 50s and 60s and seeing some of the things that happened to my race.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, the hanging, the burning of the cross, the burning of the houses. You got to run for your life. You don't know if you're going to live to see tomorrow. Understand? These are the things that they show you in Roots. These are the things that I've lived through.
You lived through.
So I thank God for His presence to bring me through all the trials and the tribulation.
Yeah, because you're here now.
Yeah,
you're here now. But I know it must have had, from the early 50s to now, big difference. Let me step back one moment to when you said you were 7 and you were picking cotton.
Yeah.
Why did you have to pick cotton at that age, and who were you picking cotton with? Also, why?
Okay, this was a way that we could try to help Mom put food on the table.
So
Dad was not in our lives.
So once the cotton was picked, it was sold.
Yeah, well, see.
Okay.
Say for instance, you could work all week picking cotton, and you might not even make $50.
Wow.
Yeah, because they paying you for cotton. Cotton is one of the lightest substance that
That's
there are.
right, by weight it is.
Right,
yeah.
they pay you by weight.
Yeah.
So how much cotton you figured you got to pick in order to make money to help put food on the table?
Right. So you said your dad wasn't in your life. So it was yourself, your mom. Were there any
Me
other
and my
siblings?
mom, I had 2 brothers and 1 sister. My mom.
So picking cotton was it a chore for all of you siblings?
After school, mostly. All of us would have something to do. It wasn't that we got out of school and went play with the fellas. No. You had a choice to do.
Right.
And this was every day, not just today.
Right.
Understand? And just the way that we were raised.
Right.
And to God bless the child that has his own.
That's right. That's right.
So we learned to live by the way that we was raised.
Right.
See, a lot of people have the tendency to, there's a difference in being raised and growing up.
Yeah.
Understand? We didn't just grow up. We were raised with respect.
Of course, regardless of the situation.
It doesn't matter.
Right, right.
Understand? And you did not disrespect no adult in that cul-de-sac.
Right.
If you did, then you got to pay the price.
Of course, because you were a child.
Absolutely.
You know, people think they see you, you're perfect, everything's going well with you. I'm sure you haven't been through anything. And I'm like, no. Right. I've been through a lot, overcome a lot. And the person you see, that was a process. I had to do my work. But now I want to show you how you can do your work also. We know that the outside is what people see when they think beauty, they think wellness, right? But you know you have to do the inner work. And so I was looking at I was sharing this in an interview recently. I was looking at some of the things that my teachers, when I was in elementary school, the things they were sharing to my mom. She gave me this stack and she said, hey, read this. I want you to look through all these report cards and kind of see some of the things your teachers were saying about you when you were this little. Wow. You're shy. You're shy. We don't know how you're going to ever get in front of an audience. Wow. We don't know how you're going to make it in life. All these things, they summed up. And I'm like in kindergarten, first grade. And I sat in my dormitory room and I remember thinking, I'm going to prove them wrong.
This is
the beat, addicts beat. I'm eating white beat.
Keep your head up, even though I know you're fed up in life. Be throwing your punches, but you still gotta get up and fight. They low blows, but look, don't let it get you. Cause God, He got a plan, but Satan be trying to get you. I know you feel you're seeking, but folk come to get you. Don't worry about the now, think of the bigger picture. Stay woke and stay focused. Don't let little stuff get you. Don't be scared of the devil when you can square up with us.
Stand tall, don't fall, I'm a champion. I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion. I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion. Say I'm a champion, say I'm a champion. I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion. Stand tall, don't fall, you're a champion. Stand tall, don't fall, you're a champion. Say I'm a champion, say I'm a champion.
Yeah, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. No, I was slipping, I was falling, but God caught me, bruh. And I done lived in them streets, and I done done enough. And I done lived life rough. The streets, they made me tough, but enough of the confessions of my...
For those of you that are listening today, I want y'all to hear the pattern. Just hear what Blossom is stating.
One thing about me, I'm not ashamed of nothing I've been through. Not if I put it on page 23, I don't care what you say or think about me.
I had been suicidal. I had almost lost my faith. Things in my marriage had gotten worse.
I ain't have no mama. My dad was in prison for 8 years of my life.
Sitting in the hospital, my mind literally
That's a place they have to visit often.
Okay.
And so, but then it comes to walking in your values.
Remember to love yourself, love everybody, and be an example.
Okay, so you pick cotton. When you got to what age did you stop picking cotton, and why?
I think I said I stopped picking cotton when I went to school, but it was just something that I always would tell people. I had it all mixed up, but a lot of people went to high school. I went to school high.
Right.
You know, and those two didn't balance up too good in school.
Right.
So I ended up quitting school, and I said, I didn't even graduate. I think I quit school in the 8th grade.
Yeah, and it happens.
Yeah.
Because like my mom's a little older than you, and she told me she quit school when she was 13.
Yeah, because there was more for me to try to do to help the family.
Right.
Understand? Which I knew that at the age of 18, 19, I didn't have no high school education.
Right.
And whatnot.
Right.
So now I got to find different types of skills to learn in order to,
right,
to survive.
Right. And I guess back in those days too, was there a lot of people willing to teach you skills?
No, it's more like some will and some don't, because a lot of people don't want to see you get ahead because they're so afraid that you will leave them behind.
Right.
So sometimes you just have to learn skills by sight.
Right. Right.
By seeing what other people do.
Right.
I was eager to learn different trades.
Right.
Now people ask me, say, what can you do? No, it's what I can't do.
Right. Now you're a jack of all trades.
Yeah, I could do a whole lot. I have a whole lot of trades, but I have no education.
Right.
But I'm street smart.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah. There's one or the other. You're either book smart or street smart.
I was street smart
Right.
because I had to learn the way of life.
Right. Right.
Okay, learning the books and whatnot is telling me about history and whatnot is certain things I need to learn.
Right.
But when you're out in the street, understand, you're dealing with life.
Of course.
Understand?
Of course.
But if not, there's some part of life that you just have to take time out and say, look, I got to figure out or find out what is best for me.
Right.
Understand?
Right.
Because you cannot please all the people all the time.
Exactly.
So I try not to please none of them none of the time.
Right. Please yourself.
Absolutely.
Please yourself.
Because if I get into just pleasing other people, how happy am I going to be?
Right. Right. So let me touch on something. Earlier when we were sitting here, I wish the cameras had been rolling earlier. We touched on 40s, 50s, when you had to pick cotton. We also touched on racism.
Yeah.
What it was like back then for people of your generation and earlier dealing with racism?
Oh boy. It's when you have to run and hide and pray that you live to see the next day.
Terrifying.
You lay down with your family and whatnot.
Yeah.
You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what they're gonna do.
Right.
Understand?
Yeah.
They could do things to you and there will be no justification.
No punishment. Right. No punishment.
No, because it was that racial people that would do that.
Yeah.
And when something happened to them in a matter, they always talking about terrorism.
Right.
They terrorize.
Right.
But what do y'all think y'all were doing to us?
Right.
What do y'all call that?
Right.
Playing?
Right.
You're killing us.
Right.
Understand? So
when do you think that kind of direct terrorism, when do you think that eased in your lifetime?
it never did.
Okay.
It don't ease.
Right.
You just live with it and try not to think about it.
Right.
But there are a lot of people ask me, say, you came through this type of lifestyle. Why you don't have anger or some type of against white people?
Right.
Because they wasn't the one that did it to me.
Right.
So if this white man did something to me, why would I want to take it out on this one?
Right. You're probably angry about what has happened in general, but not against any particular person.
No. I would just thank God that He brought us through the situation that we came through.
How did you handle those situations when you had to run and hide?
It was not fun, because when you running out in the swamps and whatnot, you still dealing with elements like snakes
and alligators,
gators, this and that. You know what I mean? So your life is still in jeopardy. When you're trying to save your life, your life still in jeopardy because you don't know what's out there.
Exactly.
Especially when
you
you're
have no
running out
choice.
at night.
Right.
You
have no
either
choice.
do it or die.
Right. You're trying to save your life.
Right.
But it's like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire.
True.
I can't even imagine that.
Yeah.
And like I said to you earlier, I've never, because of course I'm from London, and of course racism, it happens there also. Have I experienced it directly there? No. I haven't. The first time I experienced any kind of racism was just a few years ago.
Right.
But I watch the news and see what goes on in America, and it makes you angry, but it's fascinating as well, because I think when you're not a part of it, you're like, did that really happen? And like I was telling you earlier, I have not met someone directly. You're the first person I've met directly that I can talk to about this, and we've had some healthy conversations about it.
Yeah.
What I want to know, were you at any time put into a situation where you were fleeing to keep yourself safe? Have you ever been attacked or anything like that because of the color of your skin?
I wouldn't say they took it out like on my family, but we would never know what they gonna do or who family they gonna attack.
Right.
But there's always been a fear for your life.
Right.
Understand? Because back in those days, like it was really a struggle.
Right. Right.
And the only thing we could do is pray and ask God to pull us through the situation that we was in, which He did.
Right.
And that's why today I count my blessing, because
you made it through. Yes. Absolutely. That's definitely a blessing, you know, because I think about some of the leaders that were around in your time, Malcolm X, Martin Luther, Kennedy. There were a lot of people that were fighting for the rights of black people.
Right.
I don't say African American because I'm black. I'm not from America. So I call myself black, not African American. How did you and your family feel about people that were fighting for your rights at that time?
At that time, we didn't know too much about civil rights at that time, because we were so interested in trying to live to see another day.
Right.
And
but did it make you feel good that someone was trying?
Yes, it does.
Right.
Okay, say for instance, we had a few leaders like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, and other people that
there's a lot
that were willing to sacrifice to help us get freedom.
Right.
Okay, but since Dr. Martin Luther King, I haven't heard no one yet trying to help the blacks and
Right.
for civil rights and whatnot.
Right.
Understand? So who can we go to? Who do we have that we could depend on, or who do we have that we could trust that might be able to help us with this problem?
Right.
It don't seem like we have any black top political leaders anywhere to try to help us justify our civil rights. Understand?
Do you think it gets to a point where we have to try and help ourselves?
I think that's the only way we're gonna get help. If we're gonna get help from the good Lord, we're on our own.
Right.
I'd like to know who you are. I'd like to know who you are. Do you think that we can meet here again? I won't tell nobody, so please don't tell your friend.
What is wrong with you? I've known you for years and you never act like this.
I smell rufus.
Oh my God! What happened?
I'm trying to follow my dreams. You know, I wanted to get into that church, start singing.
Ladies, just reminded me, 5 minutes.
You think I'm saying? We're gonna put that down, take you out with it. Okay.
You still need to do things with the same doctor.
Man.
Let's go.
Up in your room, know your mama ain't home tonight. What can we do?
My name is Rhoda Mills. I was born and raised in Las Vegas. I am a mother of 3, grandmother of 2, and I'm just one of those people that pretty much takes everything day by day. I was in a relationship with my daughter's father, and we were kind of parting ways. One thing led to another. Eventually, I ended up getting shot by him 4 times, and that left me with a spinal cord injury, which then led to being in the wheelchair for the rest of my life. After I got shot and got out of rehab, I stayed inside for probably 8 months. I would only leave to go to the doctor. People see the after. They see you and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so strong. Again, they don't know the process it took, for you to get out of the house that morning. When someone is designing a piece, I think they need to keep in mind that they're designing for everybody. Whether it's the elastic or drawstring or whatever, the clothes you like typically aren't made to accommodate you. Because I do everything, and I'm gonna use the term manually, I have to physically pick up my leg and put it in the pants. When I'm afraid of something, it really makes me want to do it, and that was one of the reasons why I did Runway of Dreams. At first, I really didn't expect to be chosen. Participation in a program like that is going to be motivation for someone else, whether they have a disability or not. It really did help me become more comfortable in my own skin and in my wheelchair. You had people with so many different types of disabilities, but yet we were all able to get around just fine and do what we needed to do, and that was the biggest thing. I was like, wow. You felt like you were in New York, you were part of Fashion Week. I felt like a superstar. I looked around, everybody was smiling, like the vibe was just amazing. Having more inclusive fashion shows really says that you care about people with disabilities. I always say I can go from the White House to the ghetto because I can fit in anywhere and I kind of dress according to where I'm going. When you give people the opportunities and let them decide whether they're going to take it, they have more choices. When you have more choices, you feel more empowered.
Hi, my name is LaShawn Brawden Thomas, aka Miss Lyric, the Beautiful Beast, and I am the founder of hepowerment TV. We are a platform created to help women empower each other, and collaborate with each other. This platform is like no other. We believe in collaboration over competition. Every woman has a story. I am a woman who has a story. And once I shared my story, I found that my story is so relatable to other women who have been through childhood trauma. It caused me to go on a journey, and I went on my healing journey. And on this healing journey, I met some amazing sisters that empowered me. And I just had to go back and pull on them and say, hey, sis, can you help me empower other sisters that might be suffering in silence? See, Shepowerment was birthed because I lost my best friend who took her life. She was someone that I considered as my strong friend. She was the one that actually brought me to God and spoke life into me when I felt at my lowest. And to lose her was a life-changing moment in my life where I knew that I had to do something different and where I knew that I had to bring others together that believed the same thing. Have you ever heard check on your strong friend? Absolutely. We believe in that here at Shepowerment. So this was all built as a platform for strong friends to check in and to keep you motivated, to keep you empowered, to let you know we want to see you win. We want to help you because we know that we need resources. This is a network full of real women that have been through real situations, that have overcome some obstacles, and that are here to empower you. That's what it's about, Shepowerment. So if you have a story and you're willing to share in order to help someone else be successful, we definitely want to partner with you. Partner with us today. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Claudia Jordan. Make sure you check out Shepowerment TV and represent Shepowerment TV and be empowered by watching Shepowerment TV. All right, y'all.